Well, hello and welcome to Cozy Couch Corner for another episode of Tea and Tarot. It's about 3:20 in the afternoon and I'm trying to do this before we lose the light. Oh my gosh! Short days or what? I mean, it's been grey and wet so far all day. But it's just as I start to do this, it just decides, no, we're going to get much darker. Oh, I'll have more tea. So, yesterday, the guy that said he'd come and look at my boiler in the afternoon came at lunchtime, came at about 12 actually, did let me know before he came and gave me a warning. He gave me a 15-minute warning, which was fine. The thing that was wrong with my boiler wasn't what I thought it was. There was a leak. There was an air valve stuck open, and there was an inordinate amount of sludge in it, in the boilers, that he had to get out and clean everything up. And I said, did that come from the water? Because often we get, round here, we get burst water mains. And then sometimes the dirt gets in and then they put cleaning fluid in them, which is like not great when you're running the tap. But I have had, soil or whatever come through with the tap water. So I thought it was that. I thought it was stuff that got in the pipes when they had a burst water main and they had to dig them out and fix them. But he said no, it had come in the air because the airflow was stuck open. So I don't know. Because it was boiling or something, I don't know. I don't know whether the sludge is stuff that blew in from outside or where it's come from. But there was an inordinate amount of sludge that had to be cleaned out, and I've been cleaning things up after the sludge because something was stuck open, so a load of water started sort of pumping itself out with the sludge. And he shouted for a towel, which was fine, but I'd have shouted for a bucket, and I had a bucket right near there. So anyway, got most of it. He cleaned up the floor anyway. I had to clean up the bucket and the towel, and the sink, because he cleaned stuff out in the sink to get it to be usable again. But it turns out, the reason he came out, and he came out the day I posted on social media, because what I did was I wanted recommendations for someone to come out that well, I didn't say that wasn't too busy, but that was able to come out, because I'd had such and such, and I named the first person because I didn't want people to recommend him again. The first person that hadn't been able to come out in 4 weeks, and then the second person that was too busy, because I wanted people to recommend somebody else. But apparently he jumped on and said he'd come because the first person that I mentioned that just sort of messed me around for 4 weeks used to work for him and did the dirty on him. So he basically came out of spite, or because he was angry with the other person, but he did a jolly good job, and now I've got heating and hot water. It's still not warm. I mean, it is. If I went to put the central heating on all day, it'd be toasty, wouldn't it? But that would be an awful lot of oil. So put it on in the morning with me breakfast, so it's nice and warm when I go and get dressed and that. And I put it on before I go to bed. And I've still got my little wood burner, and now warming up. See, do this, the energy gets moving. I've already took my hood off, and I did put a thick body warmer on because stupidly, I've got central heating now. My house would be toasty and warm. Yes, it would be if I ran it all the time, but I don't. I mean, I could run it a bit more. It'd be running more over winter, I tell you. And he didn't think the leak in the ceiling was the water pipe. And he said because when he turned it on, it should have been leaking through there, and it wasn't. But I don't know. He thinks that's the roof out there on the extension, which is a pain because I've just had all the flashing and guttering done around it, and don't really want anybody climbing over that, and I don't know how they deal with that. It'll be, so I don't know. I've looked at what I can look at of it from the bathroom window and the bedroom window, and I can't see anything. But otherwise, that's a new problem, and I'll have to get somebody else out to look at that. So, but yay, hot water. Ooh, and I had a shower for the first time in 3 weeks because it was actually warm enough. But when he put the heating on to check it all through and the hot water and that, and I left it on for a bit, heat the house through, help it dry a bit as well because it's properly damp around here, and it was warm enough for me to actually want to go and have a shower, which was fantastic. So I really enjoyed that. It's like, yay, because I was starting to feel quite scummy. So yeah, I did have a funny morning. I didn't have my body warmer down yet, and for some reason thought I'd just automatically be warmer because the heating was working, even though I wasn't having it on all that much. And I got cold and hungry and fed up. And one of the things was I just sat here at one point and thought, I'm in the wrong world. it's it's one of those, like, I've sat here before and thought, I'm in the wrong life, but like, life isn't what I expected it to be, and it didn't go the way I expected it to go. But today it was, no, I'm in the wrong world. My idea of what the world should be like is way off what it's actually like, and I suspect that actually that's true for a lot of people. That how they think the world should be is not what it's like. And I know an awful lot of people, when I was sort of recovering from abuse, one of the things you had to learn or unlearn is thinking that the world's fair, and having to learn that the world isn't fair. Um, but it should be. And I think most people, I don't know, I would have thought, I was going to say, I think most people would want the world to be fair. But I wonder if the people that want to exploit other people actually want that, or whether they want it to be unfair and to their advantage. I don't know. So I was having to be, because I got myself a bit fed up, I was having to be a bit careful about what I was feeding my brain this morning and making sure I was trying to keep upbeat and jolly things and not have things that would bring my energy down. And also just clearing out any energy that's in mine, clearing out anybody else's energy, anything I've picked up, anything that's not mine. And I got my nice furry blanket because that's nice and cheery. So I've got to make sure that I wear more clothes, because just because I run the heating in the morning, the house ain't going to stay really toasty warm all day. So yeah, I have to be a bit careful about that. I'm still hoping for sunshine. I need a couple of good laundry days. I also need to go up for the shop for something, so I do need some good days where it's not raining. I did check the forecast, and there might be something next week, but I'll check it again. I keep hoping, because got the guys coming. Well, the guys are trying to plan when they're going to come and clear the garden, which is another job that needs doing. Falling down fence panels and posts, and they don't know when they're going to fit that in. And he told me yesterday it might be short notice, because it'll basically be, oh yes, we defined the weather forecast and it's actually dry now. Oh yes, we'll come. So see how that goes. I'll have another swig of tea. Oh, I'm really enjoying my tea. and I'll do the tarot. What are we doing it for? Thursday. Sit up straight would be better, wouldn't it? At least to start with. Okay. What do you want us to know? Thursday, the 13th of November, 2025, please. Oh, interest. Double check what it actually is before I hold it up and say the wrong suit. It is the 10 of coins. Oh, it didn't go all weirdly glary this time. Yeah, I'd seen that one already. I'd spied this one and I'd not picked it up because I thought I'll wait till I shuffle, but we got the world. Cycles. Right, let's try and do this before we completely lose the light. 10 of coins then. It's like retirement, legacy, reward for all your hard work. And you've been working. We've all been working, haven't we? Whatever we want, whether it's healing, whether it's personal growth, it's working towards our goals. It's something. We've all been, working towards something. So yeah, I'm seeing pebbles and I looked at them and I've got seeds and it's like yesterday's we planted a seed, didn't we? And it's grown. Yeah, and coins is it's usually sort of can be monetary, physical, practical, that sort of thing. Tangible. I'm getting tangible. What else are you telling me? Ooh. People might actually be jealous of you. When it all comes through. I've got people looking on. But legacy, the 10 of coins legacy is having something to pass on. Whether you've got people to pass stuff on to or not, it's having more than enough. Which would be fantastic. And beginnings, and it's a 10, a 1 and a 0, so that's sort of a cycle. I mean, we're always cycling, aren't we? And everything's about cycling, the universe, planets, blah blah blah, inside a body, atoms, and all the rest of it. It's all cycling, and this is a cycle. And I haven't actually. It's not. I mean, 10 is a completion. We continue on a cycle. We're starting a new cycle. So we finished out a cycle. We're starting a new cycle. There's always cycles, and I'm sure we've got lots of different cycles going on all at the same time for lots in different areas of our life and for different things. I've picked up the world card now, which is yay, high five. And the world, of course, is turning, and we want to be on top of the world. We're going to be on top of the world. Woohoo! So we're going to be happy, whatever it is. For some people, it's relationships. Not for everyone. Potatoes. Why I've got potatoes, and I'm not sure why potatoes. Strong roots. Where's a root vegetable? Do potatoes have roots? I know they have tops of growing potatoes. No, yes, they probably do. Most things have roots, don't they? I know it has a top green bit that grows, but I'm seeing a picture of a potato in roots going into the earth. So being well grounded, being well rooted, being able to stabilize ourselves, nervous system, stabilize ourselves in our body, whatever it is. And that's given, and then we can grow up. It's about putting roots down first before we've grown up, but we've grown, yeah. And I can see us. I can see us, and we've just. I'll put that down. I don't think you can see that. And we've just poked through the surface of the soil, and we got all our roots down here in the soil, and somewhere where you can't see is a potato, which I can't really. Well, I can do a potato, but not at the same time as all the other bits. And that's our little stalk there, poking out the ground. And that's what I'm seeing. So you wouldn't, unless you knew you'd planted it and you knew it was there, you probably wouldn't notice it so much, would you? Just, it's not sort of flourished into a great big leafy thing yet. Which is interesting because mostly this card looks autumnal. And I'm getting a no, so I'm not reading it like that. But yes, we have just poked our heads above the surface of the soil. Yeah, I'm getting hang in there, keep going. If it doesn't feel like things have shifted or it doesn't feel like things are moving in the right direction, and frankly, I feel differently about it on different days. Some days I think, oh, brilliant, I'm really moving forward. And some days I think, oh no, not another thing to deal with. Why am I still dealing with this stuff? So yeah. We're all moving forward. We're all growing, even when it doesn't feel like it. There we are then.